Hello everyone, this is Adrian Z, and today we are going to discuss the spawn areas of wither skeletons. Wither skeletons, of course, can only spawn in the nether, but they only spawn inside of nether fortresses. So here we have a super flat world. This is not the nether, it just has another netherrack. And here we have different sections that you will find in another fortress. And that brings me to my first point. You cannot recreate these and have wither skeletons spawn in them. The spawn area is based on where these different portions of another fortress spawn originally. So the fact that I have recreated these here, wither skeletons won't actually spawn in these because this is not where they originally spawned. Even if you remove a section of another fortress from the nether, the area where it originally was is still the area in which the nether fortress mobs, the wither skeletons, the magma cubes have a higher chance of spawning and things like that. It's still going to be the same area. So if this were an actual nether fortress, this section, of course, could have wither skeletons spawn right here inside of it. If we were to remove all of these blocks and come back later and place a floor here, wither skeletons would spawn on the new floor. If we recreate this over here, nothing will spawn in it. It'll be treated just like the rest of the nether. So if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're interested in finding out exactly how you can maximize the areas to spawn more wither skeletons so that you can get more beacons in your survival worlds. And that is what this is for. Here I have marked off every section of another fortress and the areas around each section that will spawn a wither skeleton. And as you can see just from peeking, there are some that are very small and others that are quite large. So we're just going to quickly shoot across these, and then I'll show you which ones the best are. So anyone who wants to set up their entire fortress as wither skeleton spawning, you'll know how to do each and every section. And for those of you that just want a little farming area, you'll know where to go to find the biggest and easiest, most efficient area of your fortress to convert. So first you can see here, these are the two walkways. This is your indoor walkway and your outdoor walkway, and you'll notice they are not equal. Both are 5 wide and go the entire length of the walkway itself. But as you can see, the indoor ones are only 7 tall and only allow for 2 platforms, while the outdoor ones are actually a 10 tall spawning area, which allow for 3 platforms. Just going to kind of shoot across these. This world download will be available if you want to take a longer look at all of the individual sections. The next thing we need to talk about are the intersections of the walkways that are outside. The ones that are indoors, those are all just considered hallways stuck together. But outdoors, we have these 2 intersections. One type of intersection has this kind of gateway over each of the 4 entrances. The other is open like this. It's just 4 roads connecting into each other. The covered gateway isn't all that special. It is basically just a 7 by 7 instead of the 5 by 5 like the other walkways, and still allows for 3 spawn areas. Nothing special about that. It's only slightly larger than the walkway itself. This intersection, however, it's still 10 high, but it becomes a 19 by 19 square focused around the center point where that torch is sitting. We have our 2 indoor buildings, the big indoor rooms, I should say, and one is this lava room. This is what connects the outdoor and indoor section of your nether fortress. And the other is this one here, which is the ones that have the big staircase going up with nether wart on either side of the stairs. Both of these buildings are the exact same dimensions. They're the exact same size. They just have a different looking interior. Both of these sections have the exact same spawning area. The nice thing about them is while they're only a 13 by 13, they are tall enough for 4 platforms. We have our little balcony ways. You'll see these in some of the indoor sections of a Nether Fortress. They're basically just as they appear, the same size as that. They just count the airspace that's over this balcony, as you can see here. But they are only tall enough for two. These are the stairways that you just find in random hallways indoors that just kind of go down to get you to a different level. And the nice thing about them is, even though again they're just 5 wide like the other hallways, they go the width. You can see they're actually, this whole section is considered one, and so you end up with this nice tall area that allows for 4 platforms. You have your blaze spawn pads. I don't know why you would ever actually want to remove your blaze spawner, but if you did, this is the area of which they spawn. They're only tall enough for two. They're basically, if you go out to the farthest piece on each side, that's how big the spawn area is. Though I will note, these are the only structure in the Nether that actually spawns any kind of block outside of the spawn area. Those fences are outside of it. And finally, we have the little rooms that you find in various places in the Nether. Just have this little staircase that goes up. These are pretty straightforward. They're the same size as the building plus 2 blocks on top and are tall enough for 3 platforms. Alright, again, this world is available for download. If you check the video description, you can come take a peek at all of this stuff yourself and see up close and personal the exact spawn areas of each individual place. I will mention on these, this is encasing the air block range of where they will spawn, which means these blocks on top, a wither skeleton will not spawn right here. It will, however, spawn inside of that block. So keep that in mind when you're looking at these. They will spawn counting these blocks inside of them, but of course a block has to be air for a mob to spawn in it, and it needs a flat solid block surface underneath. So keep that in mind when you're looking at these. And the last thing we need to talk about is, if you're just looking for a small area of your Nether Fortress to convert into a wither skeleton farm pad, what areas should you look for? To a certain extent, these 2 rooms, depending on what's next to them, the lava room and the nether wart room, can both be good they can both be a good option if you're looking for that. But the biggest area with the most spawn pads, even though this is only 3 tall where these are 4, because it's a bigger square, you will actually end up with more spawnable blocks in these sections than in these sections. The other nice thing about this intersection is you will occasionally find 2 of these right next to each other. I've found them in most Nether Fortresses I've looked at. If you look around, I've even sometimes found one with 3. So definitely look for these. You can often find it that it'll go the 9 blocks and end right here, and right next to it, right here, would be the first block of the next one, and it'll go 19 that way. You can get some huge spawn areas from these intersections right here. They're really what you want to look for if you're just looking for a small area of your fortress. Find 2 of these together, or find one of these right by one of these is also a good choice, and you'll be good to go. If you want to convert the entire fortress, which is always fun, again, here's every single section. I will post a link to my website, which will include screenshots and the exact dimensions of every section, as well as the world download for this world, so you can come in and take a peek for yourself. Also, if you have any questions about wither skeleton spawning, please feel free to leave a comment in the video section below, and I will answer it as quickly as possible. I'm usually pretty good at replying to comments every day, unless I've got something crazy going on. You can also hit me up on Twitter. I'd be happy to talk to you there as well. Any other comments, feel free to leave those, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good day, everyone. Bye bye.